Hi, and welcome to another episode of Geeks Corner. Today we're going to be talking all about Apple. Apple has already announced their event for next Monday, and there are plenty of rumours that it's going to be unveiling its TV streaming service and also its magazine service after they bought Texture. It hasn't really done much of that. But this week, Apple has actually had quite a busy week releasing products every day since Monday. And it's actually quite a good strategy that they've got going on there. So for those who are unaware, on Monday, Apple released two new iPads, a new iPad Air and iPad Mini, the 5th generation. And they do have good specs bumps, but they also work with Apple Pencils as well, but they only on the iPad Mini, the older Apple Pencil. So that's actually an interesting feature that they've added on there. They haven't got support for the newest Apple Pencil. And I can kind of see why that, because they're trying to keep the cost down and things like that. So that's understandable. And then on Tuesday, they released new iMacs, basically spec bumps, outside casing pretty much the same, so just really internal changes. And then today now they've actually gone ahead and released the second generation of AirPods. Now they've got basically three options for you. So if you've got current AirPods, you can buy just the wireless charging case, and that's starting at $79. And then if you want to go with AirPods without the wireless charging, but obviously the Hey Siri feature, you can buy those for £159, and that's the same current price of what the first generation AirPods are as well. And that one then, it gets a new H1 chip instead of the W1, and they say then you got 2 times faster connection between different devices, and you've obviously got the Hey Siri feature on the AirPods as well. So that's obviously a good one. But if you want the brand new AirPods with Hey Siri and the wireless charging case as well, that's actually going to set you back $199 or £199. So it is obviously about £40 more there, but that's the prices Apple have got there. Now, we're still waiting for AirPower. We haven't heard anything of that. They were announced in 2017 along with the AirPods 2. And a lot of people believe that we could see those possibly tomorrow or the end of the week. There's also rumours that Apple are working on releasing new iPods as well. Again, that is a possibility, so anything is possible. But what I want to look at really is Apple's timing on everything, and I think it's quite ingenious by them. Now, they have been in the media with Spotify taking them on against antitrust and things like that, and also now we've seen another report yesterday of another company going at them as well. Now, obviously, Apple didn't plan on having that, and they have responded to Spotify quite a scathing report. Now, regardless of what you think about that, that's still ongoing. But obviously, Apple would have known that they're going to be releasing these products this week. They obviously would have planned well ahead of time. And the reason I think it's ingenious is because it keeps everybody's eyes focused on Apple every day this week leading up to the event next week. Now, depending on what you're expecting from there, you could either be really happy with the event or you can be really disappointed, because I don't think we're going to see, obviously, a slew. We're not going to see new iPhones or anything like that, new Apple Watches. It's all going to be, I think, personally based on the media service. So depending on if that's something you're interested in, it could be really good or it could just be really quite a letdown. But by releasing these products every week leading up, then that's keeping everybody's focus on Apple, and everybody's attention is going to be on there. And undoubtedly, you're probably going to get more people now on Monday tuning in to the event that wouldn't have tuned in just to see what they actually release. So it's definitely a really good strategy that Apple's got going on there. Now, with the iPads and the iMacs, depending if you're looking for an upgrade, you could say they're not really exciting new releases, because they are really just spec bumps going on there, so there's nothing like new technology. But again, if you're in the market, it's a good option. It could be somebody looking for a new iPad from the very first iPad they've got, or the 3rd gen, or anything like that. It's definitely a good buy. But this could be also somebody's first iPad that they're going for, and they are quite reasonably priced compared to the iPads they released last year. And again, then AirPods 2 finally coming out. Personally, I will be looking at getting them. I've got the first generation AirPods, and I had them pretty much straight from launch, and the batteries just are not lasting really anymore on there. So on that merit alone, I was going to get AirPods as soon as they released them. I was actually looking at other options as well in case Apple didn't release them. But now that we've got them out there, I will definitely be looking to get the second generation AirPods. I'm just really trying to decide, do I want the wireless case for future proofing or not? To be honest, I probably am going to get them. $200 is something a little bit more than I wanted to pay. In comparison, a couple of weeks back, I managed to get a Google Home Max on offer for exactly the same price. I took it back. That's a different story. But it just goes to show you, 200 quid for AirPods is quite a big investment on there. But then with the wireless charging case, you are future-proofing that. And the good thing about that as well, even if Apple doesn't release AirPower, then you're still going to be able to charge these on any Qi charging case mat that you have there. So they will work. Like I've got an Anker charging mat in the house, so I will be able to charge the new AirPods on there as well, and you won't have to have the bulky case options that third parties have released as well. Let me know what you guys think as well. Do you think we're going to see AirPower this week? Will you guys be buying any of the products Apple's released this week as well? It would be good to hear from you guys. Thanks for listening on this episode, and I will catch you again soon.